They reached the bridge. Mika's hands clutched the wet railing, trying to steady herself. Teke Teke approached, each scrape against the stone echoing like a drum of doom. Mika and Aya moved quickly across the bridge, not daring. The sun filtered softly through the cafe, mist dusty windows. Mika stirred her tea absent-mindedly, glancing at the rain-spotted street outside. The warm smell of coffee and baked bread filled the room. Across from her, Aya leaned forward, lowering her voice as if the walls themselves had ears.
You mentioned something earlier. Someone claimed to see a ghost? Here?
Yes, not just anywhere. In the streets after dark. People say they've heard the scraping sound first, soft at first, then closer, and then they see her. Teke Teke.
Teke Teke. I've heard the name before, but I thought it was just a legend.
It's one of Japan's most terrifying urban legends. A woman, cut in half by a train, now she crawls on her elbows. People say she attacks anyone walking alone at night, cutting them like she was cut herself.
Sipped her tea, feeling a chill despite the warm cafe. The street outside was calm, but the story made the quiet oppressive. She could almost hear the faint scraping of elbows on stone, a rhythm of inevitability in her mind.
So she just crawls around looking for someone?
Exactly. Upper body crawling, hair soaked, sickle glinting in the faintest light. They say she's patient. She waits for the right moment. Sometimes all you hear is the sound, teke teke, and then...
Mika shivered, setting down her cup. The cafe suddenly seemed too bright, too ordinary. Contrasting sharply with the dark streets Aya described, she could feel a prickle of fear, imagining a shadow moving outside, unseen, waiting.
I don't think I'd want to be out there alone at night.
No one would. That's why the stories persist. People talk, and she becomes more real with every retelling. Tonight, maybe we're safe in the light. But remember, darkness has memory, and Teke Teke, he never forgets.
The rain outside began to tap lightly against the window, each drop a faint drumbeat. Mika stared at the pattern, imagining the scrape of elbows and the glint of a blade in the misty night. Aya's words had painted a vivid picture, and the ordinary cafe had transformed into a stage for fear, a prelude to what might follow once the sun set. Night had begun to fall as Mika and Aya stepped out onto the empty streets. Mist curled along the pavement, dampening the soft glow of the streetlights. The air smelled of wet asphalt and distant rain. Footsteps echoed faintly, unnaturally loud in the quiet neighborhood.
It feels colder out here, even though it's just a short walk home.
That's the thing about the stories. The fear lingers.
Teke Teke
Appears where the shadows are thickest. Even a slight movement, a rustle in the fog, could be her.
Mika's eyes darted to every alley and shadowed doorway. The faint wind stirred dead leaves, making them dance across the cobblestones. Each sound seemed amplified, echoing with sinister intent. Every instinct screamed to hurry, yet curiosity pulled her forward.
I can't shake the feeling that we're being watched.
Maybe we are. Or maybe it's just your imagination. But the legends say she doesn't make herself fully known until she's certain of her prey's fear.
Scraping noise came faintly from behind a corner, barely audible over the soft whistle of the wind. Mika froze, heart hammering. Aya placed a hand on her shoulder, a silent warning. The sound faded as quickly as it had come, leaving only the mist curling along the street and the distant hum of the city.
Did you hear that?
I did, but it could be anything, a branch, a loose shutter. Stay calm. The moment you panic, she senses it.
The two walked faster, their footsteps splashing through puddles. Streetlights flickered, creating shifting shadows on the walls. Mika's mind conjured the stories Aya had told her. The crawling figure, wet hair plastered to her face, elbows scraping the ground, sickle gleaming. Each imagined detail made the night seem heavier, more oppressive.
I can't stop imagining it, the stories. What if it's real?
It's only real if you let it be. Keep moving. Focus on the street, the mist, the sounds, but don't let fear take hold.
A sudden gust of wind blew through the street, rattling a distant sign. Mika instinctively looked back. For a fraction of a second, she thought she saw something crawling in the mist. An upper body, hair wet and dark, moving unnaturally fast. Her stomach twisted. Was it her imagination? Or had Teke Teke truly made her presence known?
Aya, I think I saw something.
Keep walking, don't stop. If it's her, she's testing your fear.
Every step forward felt like a small victory against the invisible terror behind them. Mist swirled, concealing shapes, playing tricks on their eyes, and somewhere in the shadows, the scraping awaited, patient and unrelenting, marking the beginning of a night neither of them would forget. The mist thickened as they turned into a narrow alley, the dim streetlights barely illuminating the cobblestones. Mika's pulse raced, the scraping sound, soft at first, returned, deliberate, measured, following their every step.
Aya, it's back. That sound, it's behind us.
I hear it. Just keep moving, don't stop, she's testing us.
Then, from the corner of Mika's eye, a figure emerged, upper body crawling, hair wet and clinging to pale skin, elbows scraping the ground with terrifying rhythm. Teke Teke, the sickle in her hand, caught the faint light, glinting like a predator's tooth. The mist seemed to coil around her, amplifying her unnatural movements.
Oh my god, Aya, she's real.
Run, don't hesitate, keep your pace.
Mika's legs pumped instinctively. Rain-slicked cobblestones splashed beneath their feet. Teke Teke crawled with inhuman speed, elbows scraping, hair whipping like wet tendrils, sickle poised. The scraping echoed like thunder in the alley, each beat synchronized with Mika's racing heartbeat.
I can't keep running forever.
Yes, you can. Just ahead. There's the bridge. If we can reach it, we might have a chance. Don't look back.
The alley narrowed. Mist and shadows distorted perception. Mika tripped over a loose stone, catching herself just in time. Teke Teke paused briefly, her eyes red and unblinking, locking on Mika, as if reading her fear. Then she advanced again, scraping faster, relentless.
Keep calm, just focus, don't show fear.
Aya grabbed Mika's arm, pulling her toward a side path leading to a narrow bridge over a canal. Puddles reflected the pale glow of the streetlights, distorting the world. Teke Teke emerged from the mist behind them, moving impossibly fast, sickle glinting, upper body crawling with deadly precision.
Almost there, almost.
They reached the bridge. Mika's hands clutched the wet railing, trying to steady herself. Teke Teke approached, each scrape against the stone echoing like a drum of doom. Mika and Aya moved quickly across the bridge, not daring to look down, not daring to falter. The mist began to thin slightly, giving a fleeting glimpse of the city beyond, a promise of temporary safety.
We made it for now.
Yes, but she's still out there. Always watching, always patient.
Teke Teke.
He never stops.
The scraping faded as they crossed the bridge. For a moment, silence reclaimed the night, but the legend was true. Teke Teke was patient, relentless, and somewhere in the shadows, she waited for the next misstep, the next lapse in fear. The mist thinned as Mika and Aya finally reached a wider street. The scraping sound had faded, leaving only the distant hum of the city. Their legs ached, hearts still racing, but relief washed over them. For now, Teke Teke had retreated into the shadows.
We actually made it. She didn't follow us all the way.
Yes, for now. But remember, she's patient. She waits, always.
They slowed their pace, stepping onto familiar streets, the ordinary sounds of the city. Distant cars, a barking dog, faint chatter, felt almost jarring after the intensity of the alley chase. Mika glanced at Aya, grateful for her presence.
It feels like we keep getting unlucky, always stumbling into these things.
I know, it's almost like a pattern. Remember back in middle school? That old bathroom? The rumors about the haunted doll, Hanako-san?
Yeah, we actually went to check it out. That place was creepy, but at least we got out okay.
And now, just a few days ago, you told me you ran into the slit-mouthed woman all on your own.
I thought I was imagining her at first, but the way she just watched me, following silently, it felt real.
Aya nodded slowly, a flicker of concern in her eyes. Mika shivered, remembering the unnatural movement, the hollow eyes, and the lingering sense of threat. The memory of that encounter made the night's terror feel heavier, as if the world around them held more shadows than light.
So it's not just tonight. We keep finding ourselves in these situations. Maybe it's bad luck, or maybe we just notice what others ignore.
I guess if it's bad luck, we're very unlucky.
They reached the corner where they would part ways. The warm glow of streetlights illuminated their faces, showing exhaustion but also a faint relief. For a moment, The ordinary world felt safe. The familiar paths to their homes awaited, a temporary sanctuary from the night's horrors.
Take care, Mika. Don't wander off alone tonight, all right?
You too, Aya. Let's hope the next time we meet, it's not another ghost waiting around the corner.
They parted ways, each stepping into the night toward the familiar safety of home. But the memory of scraping elbows, glinting sickles, and the persistent patience of Teke Teke lingered, reminding them, and anyone who would listen, that some legends never truly rest. After parting ways with Aya, Mika walked quickly down the narrow streets toward her home. The air was cold, damp, carrying the faint scent of rain. Every shadow seemed alive. Her heart still thumped from the earlier chase, but relief had made her relax until she heard it.
No, it can't be. She's here again.
From the fog, Teke Teke, upper body emerged, glint of her sickle catching the dim streetlight. The scraping rhythm grew louder, echoing in the empty street. Mika's mind raced. She needed a plan, or she wouldn't make it home.
Think, distract her. Don't panic.
Mika spotted a puddle-filled alley to her right, shadows cast long and twisting. She quickly pulled a small bag from her coat pocket. Inside, a mirror she had kept for emergencies, an object she remembered from an old urban legend about redirecting spirits.
Here goes nothing.
She angled the mirror toward Teke Teke. She advanced. The reflection caught the faint streetlight, momentarily blinding the specter. The ghost's movement faltered, confusion flickering across her pale face. Mika seized the chance and sprinted across the next block, ducking into a narrow passage that led closer to home.
Almost there. Don't look back.
The mirror trick worked. Teke Teke paused, then retreated into the misty shadows, unable to follow further. Mika's hands shook as she reached her front door, quickly locking it behind her. Silence reclaimed the night.
Safe for now, but she's still out there.
The streets returned to quiet. The only sounds were Mika's own breathing and the faint rustle of wind through the trees. She knew legends like Teke Teke never truly ended. They waited, patient, for the next encounter. The terror Mika faced tonight has its roots in an old Japanese urban legend. Teke Teke was once a young woman, tragically cut in half by a train. Her upper body crawled across streets and hallways, seeking revenge and claiming new victims. Every scrape of her elbows on the ground, the infamous Teke Teke, echoes her relentless pursuit. Those who hear it are warned. Some legends never truly die, and some spirits never forgive. Do you dare to see what happened next? We're aiming for 100 subscribers this month. Be part of the first 100 who uncover these mysteries with us. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell for more real paranormal tales. Every shadow has a story, and every story deserves to be heard.